Hello dear students, welcome back to my classroom. Welcome back to the digital classroom on YouTube of our college. And here I am again with another lecture from Prose Lesson 1, and today we will complete Lesson 1. So in my previous lecture, I had told you that the author somehow reached Richmond. Let's see what happens next. He's saying when he reached Richmond, it was a big city. And he says, at last I must have walked the street all night. At last I became so exhausted that I could walk no longer. He's also saying, I had never been in a large city and this rather added to my misery. That is, he came from a very poor town and now he has come to a big place. And this was adding to his misery because he did not know the ways of the city. And he's saying, I was completely out of money by the time he reached here. I did not have a single acquaintance in the place. Acquaintance means to know somebody. And he's saying, being unused to city ways. Now what is this? Unused to city ways means that he had no idea that what to do when you go to a big city. And wherever he went for food or for lodging, people wanted money. And he's saying money was something I did not have. So I did not know what to do, knowing nothing else better than I walked the streets. Now he's a small child, it is late night hour, he doesn't know anybody, he has no acquaintance, he does not know any person in this large big city, and he has no money. So he couldn't understand what to do. He just started walking in the midnight in the middle of the road. I must have walked the streets till midnight. At last I became so exhausted. Exhausted means a physical state where a person is extremely tired, that I could walk no longer. I was tired, I was hungry, I was everything but discouraged. This is the essence of the lesson, children. This is where you can draw inspiration for yourself, where a child of 9, completely unknown to the city ways, has come to a place where he has no money and he is saying, I was hungry. Why? He has been traveling for many days. I was physically exhausted. I was tired. I was everything. Whatever one can imagine, that condition was there for him, but he was not discouraged. The aim that he had in front of his mind was still on fire with him, and he had somehow to reach the place, the institute where he had dreamt of going. So just about the time when I reached extreme physical exhaustion. This is a state when person becomes very tired. So he's saying where he could not understand what he has to do, what should he do further, what should he do next. He says, I came upon a portion of the street where the sidewalk was considerably elevated. Elevated means a lifted, a platform kind of a thing which was a little more lifted. He did not know what to do, so he just crept under that. He went behind, he kept his satchel as his bag, as his pillow, and he slept there. Now, next morning when he got up, he found himself somewhat refreshed, but then he was extremely hungry. Now children, just imagine when a small child who has worked for such a long time is saying that he was so badly hungry, he did not know how to earn money for himself. But it is said that God helps those who help themselves. So what he's saying, he saw a large ship in front of him. It seemed to be unloading cargo of pig iron. Pig iron means raw iron. And I went immediately to the captain of the vessel. Vessel means ship, a large ship, and he asked for some work. But the captain of the ship was a very kind man, and he somehow gave him some little work. He worked there for a while and he earned some money. And he says he rushed to the market to buy some food for himself. And he has emphasized on this that seemed to be the best breakfast I had ever had. That was such a tasty thing. Why was it so tasty? It would have been some very ordinary kind of food that he had buy. But because he was very hungry and because he found food in front of him, so he's saying that was the best food that he had. Now he says that he stayed there, children, for a long time, and he kept working there in the vessel, and he saved some money because out of his daily expenditure he had to buy food for himself, so he could save very little money. But without much ado, after staying there for a while, he again started to continued his journey. When I have saved enough money with which to reach Hampton, he says the first he's reached the Institute of Virginia, and the first sight of the three-storied big brick building was the reward for him. He's saying that whatever problems he went through, whatever troubles he faced, the first sight of that red brick three-storied building, the first sight of that college was his reward. And without wasting much time, he presented himself in front of the head teacher. Now what he's saying here in this lesson, he's saying that without wasting much time, I presented myself in front of the head teacher. But because he had been without food, without proper clothing, without proper bath, he did not make a very good impression on the headmistress. So she asked him, she did not ask him to leave, she asked him to wait. And in the meantime, the author is saying he saw that she was admitting other students in the college, and he became more anxious, he was more tense, because he had this idea in his mind that if he was given one chance to work, he would show what capacity he has, what capability he has, and can show and prove himself to be a better person than these children. Now after some time, the headmistress came to him and she gave him a cloth and said, I saw her admitting other students. That greatly added to my discomfort. I felt deep down in my heart that I could do as well as they. After some hours had passed, the head teacher said to me, the adjoining recitation room needs sweeping. Take the broom and sweep it. It occurred to me at once that here was my chance. Never did I receive an order with more delight. Now a child of 9 who has come so far, instead of getting admission, he is given a task to clean the recitation room. But see his determination, children, that at once it occurred to him that it was his chance to get the admission in the college. I swept the recitation room 3 times. Then I got a dusting cloth and I dusted it 4 times. All the woodwork around the walls, every bench, table and desk I went through. And then he went and reported it to the head teacher. The headmistress was a Yankee woman. Yankee woman means a person who comes from the northern states of USA, and she knew exactly where to go and look for dust, but she could not find a bit of dust particle in the room. And she was very impressed, and she says to the author, she went into the room and inspected the floor and closets. Then she took her handkerchief and rubbed it on the woodwork, about the walls and over the tables and benches. When she was unable to find one bit of dirt on the floor or a particle of dust on any of the furniture, she quietly remarked, I guess you will do to enter this institution. I was one of the happiest souls on earth. He's saying, what does this mean? What does this imply? What he wanted to get, he achieved, children. He achieved his goal, and he's saying, sweeping up that room was my college examination. He's saying because he got entered into that institution, after that he passed many exams, but sweeping of that that recitation room was his basic college exam. I have passed several examinations since then, but I have always felt that this was the best one I ever passed. It means that his success story began from the cleaning of that recitation room. Now I have another work for you. I will give you a few sentences and you will again explain to me the meaning of these words. One of the happiest souls. Cleaning of the room was my college examination. Sweeping of that room was my college examination. You will explain these 2 lines in at least 2 to 3 lines for me, children, in the comment section. with this we come to the end of this lesson. I have completed this lesson for you. If you have any doubts, if you have any queries, you can put them in the comment section and I will answer you back. In the meantime, you complete this assignment and you give it back to me. I will be checking. Up till then, keep safe, stay inside, stay safe, keep your hands sanitized, and we will meet soon again for the next video class. Up till then, goodbye.